Just as the doctor had predicted, Jeff was scheduled to go home a few days later. During his time at the hospital, he never asked to see his face. It wasn't until the last day that he finally requested a mirror. The nurse had come in to change his bandages as was the routine. She was a pleasant woman. She spoke to him, asked him how he was doing. He enjoyed her visits. So, on the final day when she arrived to clean and dress his face, he asked to see himself. "Are you sure, sweetheart? Would you like me to call in your parents first?" she asked.
"No, thank you," Jeff replied. "I think I want to see it for myself first, without them standing over me."
"I understand," she replied honestly, without a hint of pretension. Once the bandages were off, she handed him a small hand mirror. "Would you like me to step out of the room?" she asked. Jeff ignored her and looked at himself, taking stock of the damage. Sure enough, his face was a mess. The entire left side at least. The flare struck him travelling upwards, burning a scar into his left cheek that extended to his eye. At first glance, it almost looked like he was smiling on that side. The scar was still bright red with burnt tissue spread out on either side. Once it arrived at the eye, the news did not get any better. His eye was white, just a lifeless bulb plugged into his face. He closed his right eye and found that he could see nothing from the left at all. The scar continued up the left side of his forehead. The damage was less severe there. However, the hair on the left side of his head had been burnt off, leaving a few strands to stick up here and there. "Sorry, sweetie, but I have to put clean bandages on," she told him. Jeff smiled.
"It's okay. There'll be plenty of time for me to admire myself later."
There was no joy from his parents on the ride home or upon their arrival. They spoke very little, and there was a tension in the car that simply wouldn't fade out. As for Lou, he was thrilled that his brother was okay, but didn't know what to say concerning the damage to his face. So after asking a few questions about the accident and the recovery, he fell silent as well. They walked into their home at dusk, and Lou asked about dinner. He suggested they let Jeff pick a place to celebrate his return home. "Just go to sleep. Both of you boys, go to sleep," Sheila remarked. She and her husband both retreated to their bedrooms as well, to argue or feel sorry for themselves. Who knew? Jeff and Lou didn't speak much that night. Jeff spent most of the evening staring at himself in the mirror. He kept pulling back the bandages and looking at the scars. Lou wanted to see them too, but felt that it might be imprudent to ask. "I'm glad you're home, Jeff. I really missed you, and I'm glad you're okay," Lou said to Jeff as he stared at himself.
I'm not okay, Lou. And neither are you. None of us are, really. There's a sickness here. The only difference is that now it shows on the outside as well," Jeff replied, his voice as flat as one from an answering machine.
What are you talking about?" Lou asked.
"Oh, one day you'll see it too. This is what happens when it all falls down," Jeff said, still peeking out from behind his bandages.
"Jeff, I don't know what you're trying to say," Lou responded. Jeff didn't reply, though. After several moments, Lou left him alone, going down to his parents' bedroom and knocking on the door. "What is it?" the voice of his mother asked. "Mom, I think Jeff is acting weird. You might want to come and talk to him." "Go away, Lou. Leave your mother alone," his father's voice answered. Lou, being young, had no other ideas, so he returned to his own bedroom. He didn't know that those would be the last words he'd ever speak to his parents. That night, Sheila and Matt Woods awoke together. Both being light sleepers, it took little to bring them out of their slumber. The sudden removal of their blanket as it was snatched from the bed did the trick just fine. They awoke to see a small light coming from the half bath that was situated in the master bedroom. The door was cracked only slightly, and the light source was weak. They could still make out a human shape standing over their bed. What "What's going on?" Sheila grumbled. As their vision came into focus, they realized their son was standing before them. Matt reached over and flipped on the lamp next to the bed. Jeff was standing there, his bandages off, his disfigured face beaming down on them. A long kitchen knife was clutched in his right hand. What are you doing, son?" Matt asked, his mind trying to shake off the cobwebs of sleep. He's got a knife!" Sheila screamed, grabbing at her husband's arm. Matt kept his composure, though. "Sheila, it's probably the painkillers. He's just disorientated. Relax, for Christ's sake." Jeff tilted his head to one side, still not speaking. He stared hard at his father, slowly bringing the knife up, ensuring that he saw it well. "Son, what are you doing?" Matt asked.
"Scaring you," Jeff replied with no emotion in his voice.
Matt, do something," Sheila pleaded. "Okay, son, I realize you've been through a lot, but you need to go back to bed. I'm going to call the doctor in the morning." And Jeff moved quickly across to his father's side of the bed, his head swaying, alternating between a normal-looking man and the deformed ghoul that had been lurking in the shadows. "Son, you've scared me. Isn't that what you wanted?" Matt asked, adjusting to the middle of the bed to put distance between himself and his son.
"Good. Now I can start hurting you," Jeff spoke again with no emotion.
His father had time to utter a single syllable, most likely to ask another question, to try and reason with his son. Jeff, however, gave him time to do no more than that. He lunged onto the bed and drove the knife into his father's stomach. Matt attempted to fend him off, but the wound to his midsection rendered him into shock, and his arms fell to his sides. Jeff could hear his mother screaming, but paid no mind. He wanted to finish off his father first. Removing the knife, Jeff stabbed down into the man's stomach 3 more times quickly. His father gasped and coughed up blood, his body jerking and twitching each time the knife found its mark. After the 3rd time, Matt Woods lay still. Sheila had backed up against the headboard of her bed. She wanted to climb down and make a run for it, but she'd balled herself up between the headboard and the end table. In her frantic state of terror and confusion, she couldn't figure out how to do something as simple as dismount a bed. "Jeff, why? Why are you doing this to us?" she asked feebly.
"Oh, Randy started it. You must have known that, but you ignored it. Lou had a busted lip. You must have seen that, but you ignored it. I was shot in the face with a flare gun, but you believed Randy. Why? So you could fit in?" Jeff asked in a low, almost growling voice.
"No, baby, I believed you. It was just your father's job, and we're new here, and oh God, Jeff, please," his mother begged.
"Tell me about homeschool, Mom. Tell me about how you don't want me to send me out in public because of my face. Tell me how none of the other kids will want to be my friend and how none of their parents will want to be yours. Tell me about that, Mom. Tell me how nice it's gonna be, you homeschooling me."
"Jeff, please, I was stressed. I was worried about you, that's all. Please, I love you."
"Mom, I think you should take your own advice. You know what you told Lou when we got home tonight? He wanted to do something nice to welcome me home. Do you remember what you told us to do instead?" Jeff asked as he now crawled over, cornering his mother on the bed.
What did I say?" she asked, the question coming out barely a whisper.
"Go to sleep,"
Jeff snarled and drove the knife into his mother's chest. He stabbed her over and over again, and as he did, he finally found that perfect recipe. That heavenly blend, rage, hate, and pleasure, all mixed into one perfect formula. And for a while, Jeff became lost in it all. Jeff opened his brother's bedroom door. not surprised to find him asleep. He had dozed off with headphones in, so had slept through all the shouting. That was fine with Jeff. It was easier for Lou not to have heard all that. Jeff sat down on his brother's bed and nudged him slightly. It took a moment, but Lou finally opened his eyes and looked up. Jeff removed the earphones for him.
You're free now, Lou.
He spoke softly. Jeff, what? What are you talking about? Lou mumbled, still half asleep.
You'll see in the morning. I just wanted to let you know I love you. You've been my best friend. Remember that, okay?
Thanks. I love you too now. Let me go back to sleep, Lou replied, already dozing off again. Jeff smiled and stood up. As he left the room, he looked back at his sleeping brother one last time before vanishing into the night.
And that episode concludes part 1 of Jeff the Killer. If you haven't already, then like, share, subscribe. We're a tiny channel and it really helps us out. And as ever, I will see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in to Dark Library.